This week's review is a recent Korean import entitled I Saw the Devil. I Saw the Devil is a revenge flick about a serial killer slash rapist named Kyung-chul, who some of you may recognize from Oldboy, whose most recent victim happens to be the pregnant fiancée of secret agent Kim Soo-hyun. I apologize if I butcher any of these names. There's very little setup here. It jumps right into the action, and that's what I like about it. Kim's plan for revenge is not so simple as an eye for an eye. He wants to destroy this man, but he knows the only way to do so is to fight fire with fire. Kim becomes a sadistic killer himself and hunts down Kyung-chul and implements a plan to torment him for the rest of his life. Through the use of a tracking device, Kim tracks his enemy, and when Kyung-chul comes upon his next victim, or next potential victim, he rushes in and beats the living hell out of him. His plan seems to be to do this over and over again, and it seems like a fairly good strategy until Kyung-chul finds out who he is and hunts down the rest of his family. The villain seems to feed off of this twisted cat and mouse game that forms between the two. It's like a chess game between two pissed off psychos, and innocent people are used as pawns to get to the ultimate checkmate. Kim thought to battle a sick son of a bitch he would have to become one. But to truly match wits with Kyung-chul, he has to become the worst kind of monster there is. At its core, I Saw the Devil doesn't have a premise that is all that out there, but it's done with a style that for whatever reason, the Hollywood directors haven't been able to duplicate. My best guess would be that Korean directors don't have to operate under the same studio politics as directors over here have to. You can see this unique style in virtually all Korean films, at least most that I've seen. In Korean action movies, hyper-stylized seems to be the norm. This movie has been called and compared to torture porn, and I didn't see that at all. In fact, this has very little actual torture when compared to something like the Saw or Hostel franchises. That is not to say that this movie isn't violent. It is very violent, and it has violence on every level of the scale. Most violence you see in movies is in the middle of the scale. It's between ultra realism and way over the top. I Saw the Devil, however, has moments of violence that are sickeningly real. They just make you cringe. Other times it's way over the top, operatic, stylized violence. And the fight scenes are more traditional. They're not so much realistic or surrealistic. So on every level, this movie has violence. But I wouldn't call it torture porn. There's very little actual torture. I Saw the Devil is my favorite movie of the year thus far, and if you're interested in seeing it, it's on Netflix streaming at this moment, so go check it out.